Capture and playback. Yeah.
And it's broken. Download only.
Yeah. That's a small file. Alright.
Here you go.
So remember the question I asked you, I mean, any things you think we can get to do right there now. Ideally, you know.
All right, we're gonna get started. It's 6
I
o'clock.
still think we
It's
can
7 o'clock. I'm
record,
walking out.
we can do a better way
Doing that.
recording, but the problem is the radio station on it. See.
1 Corinthians 12. 1 Corinthians 12. Tonight we're going to talk about spiritual gifts. This is going to be a series of teaching. That's why I want to start with this tonight. We probably won't get through everything on the sheet, but I just kind of put some things on the sheet that you can go by. You know, sometimes I say stuff fast if you don't get it, but I want you to make sure that you had what direction that I was going to be going in tonight. 1 Corinthians 12, verse 4. 1 Corinthians verse 12. Chapter 12, I'm sorry. Verse 4. Anybody got that? 1 Corinthians 12, verse 4. Everybody got it?
Yes.
Well, I'll read verse 1 through 3 and Kevin pick up verse 4. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. You know that you were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led. Wherefore, I give you to understanding that no man speaking by the Spirit of God called Jesus accursed, and that no man can say that Jesus is the Lord, but by the Holy Ghost. Verse 4 picks up. Read verse 4 through, let's just do 4 through 6 right now. Calvin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and there are differences of administration, but the same Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And there are diversities of operation, but it's the same God which worketh all in all.
All right, so let's kind of unpack this verse 4. Y'all got your Bibles up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it says, now there are diversities of gifts, but how many spirits?
Same Spirit.
One spirit.
There are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. Remember that. There are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. 1 Corinthians 12, verse 4 is where we are. So tonight we're going to try to, those of you that don't know what your spiritual gift is, hopefully through this teaching, after we get done, that you will recognize what it is or what it is not. I've done this teaching before, and most people thought they had one spiritual gift and it wasn't that. All right. So your spiritual gift is more than something you like to do. All right. Paul says there are, first of all, verse 4, there are diversities. Diversities of gifts. What does that mean?
No, forgive.
What's that mean? Go ahead. Say it loudly.
Oh, sorry, I was talking in Jamaican.
Oh, you
Said
were
there-
talking in Jamaican.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. We read Corinthians. Do I speak with the tongue, man? Or angel? We need, but 2 Jamaicans, well, 3, 2 in the possible. Noah was born in Alabama. He's Alabama. All right. So,
Different kind, man.
huh?
On first diversity, different.
Yeah, they're different kinds. All right. So why do we try to work so hard to have a particular gift? If the scripture says there are diversities of gifts, but there are what? How many spirits?
One.
The same spirit.
Yeah.
All right. So we first got to realize what we can do and what we can't do. I think one of the problems with the church is is that people don't want to own up to what they can't do.
Yeah.
Like, you got to own up to what you can't do. Like, I'm just going to say this. Just because I started this church don't mean I got to be here 50 years. Don't look crazy. Some people think because you start something, you can't leave it. The devil is a lie. When the time up, the time up. It's a bunch of churches that were founded by folk that didn't stay but a year. Because we don't teach right. Because you got to understand that there are people that the anointing that they flow in is church planters. So church planters do what they do. Plant a church, move on. That's what they do. We call them apostles. That's what an apostle is. All right. So let's deal with this. Let's deal with this. Why y'all looking like that? I mean, don't be looking mad. Don't be looking mean. I'm hungry. Y'all look mad at me, I'm gonna stay right here. I'll leave tomorrow. I'm just playing. But I'm just saying that's the reality of the matter is. And I think what happens is that we have people, when I say that we have people that are in the wrong place, I know preachers that are great preachers, but terrible pastors. That ain't their gift. They can't deal with the folk. They don't have the gift of administration. Now they can preach the horns off of Billy Goat, but they cannot pastor. And so some people think when the Lord called me to preach, then he called me to pastor. It's two different things. You can be called to preach and never pastor. Hello? We talking about spiritual gifts, right? All right. So I'm telling you, you can't be afraid because I'm telling you that there are pastors all over this land and country that they just in a pastor's role, but they really ain't no pastor. If you don't like the folk, you can tell when pastors are not really pastors. That's not their gift because if you call the pastor, then you love to be with the folk. Some folk don't like to be with their folk. You can't effectively pastor a church that's 52 weeks in a year and you doing 49 revivals. When the folk getting your teaching, somebody else doing Bible study. Then you ain't pastoring, somebody else pastoring the church. If I ain't never here, if I'm always what the pastor, he in Ohio this week. When he gonna be back? Oh, I gotta check his schedule. I think he said he gonna be here. He gonna be here for about 6 weeks. What is he? Do he still want to be the pastor? He got a gift. If you're an evangelist, that's what you do. You go around and you preach. That's what you do. That's the gift. But I believe that there are people that are out of place and they don't really know what their spiritual gift is. It's something that they like to do, but they might be out of place. All right? And so that's the direction that we're going. And this teaching is to open our horizon and really for us to take the mirror out and look at ourselves and say, okay, am I doing this because somebody got to do it, or am I doing this because this is my gift? I would dare say one of your spiritual gifts is at least one thing or that thing that you would do for free. Like if nobody paid you, what is that one thing that you would do? That's not a rhetorical question, it needs answer. What is that one thing? You got one thing in your life that if nobody paid you to do, you'll do it. Help. Teach. What else? Nick said he don't know nothing he won't do for money. I see how you looking, Jamaican.
I was gonna say sing. But
that's why he was laughing. Because he knew you were gonna say something. Because he knew you were gonna say something. That's something he want to do. That ain't his gift, sir. Okay, all right. Well, I mean, you know. Anybody else? I mean, you can, don't just think church-wise. Think outside the box. Because I'm going to show you in a minute where everything you do goes back to what your spiritual gift is. What's something you do? Some people counsel. All right. Anybody else? All right. So Paul says there are diversities of gifts, but they're the same Spirit. Then he says in verse 5 that there are differences of administration, but the same Lord. So there are diversities of gifts, but they have the same Spirit. And then Paul says how we use them can be different, but they come from the same Lord. So even though Nick may want to sing, that's his gift in his spirit. It ain't came to fruition yet. So what? In the shower. Okay. All right, I got it. All right. So, look at number one. Sometimes, and this is very practical. Sometimes the only way you know if God has gifted you in a certain area is you got to try out the gift. Nick in the shower, it don't work. Church say it don't work. It don't work. You got to try out the gift.
Yep.
What kind of gifts have you tried out?
Like in a spiritual sense?
In any
Or
sense.
in general?
In general. Because I'm going to show you in a minute whatever gift you have, it direct or indirect connection to the spiritual gift. What is it? What are you saying? Tell me something.
I day up coordinate the wedding.
Okay. But you already said you like to help.
Serving others. That's
Yeah.
things.
So that's your spiritual gift, and that's also your gift that you use outside of the spirit. All right, that's good. That's good to know about yourself. What else?
You want some examples?
Yeah, that's
Okay, for instance, at work,
Huh?
my job, I do the intake portion, I do the nursing role part, and everybody else have their job to do, but I take it upon myself to do one-on-one teaching about the unit. I give them a personal tour of the unit. Like, I don't have to do that, but that's just something that I love to do.
That's good. So that's the spiritual gift of help. You do realize that help is a spiritual gift. Y'all didn't know that? I'm gonna show y'all that. It's in the scripture. So that's if you like him people, that's spiritual gift. Anybody else? Well, who y'all like to work with and who you don't like to work with? First of all, I'll be the first one to say that I don't work with children well. That is not my gift. I have a reflex. The new school children, y'all, but a lot of it is our fault. I won't say y'all, I'll say a lot of it is our fault. I think some of us have made our children think that they on our same level. And we do things with them that we shouldn't do that makes them think that they're on our level. Like, let me make an example. I can deal with children. Like I don't deal with children down here. Like I can't do that. I'm running around. I can't take it. They get on my nerves. I know it. And that didn't just start when I got an adult. I couldn't stand it as a child. I wasn't that type of dude. I was the type of child, I could play by myself. I didn't need a whole lot of folk. I like to be over to the side. That's just how I was. I just didn't like a whole lot of noise. That's just how I was. So I know that ain't my spiritual gift. Some people love children. Like, the more the merrier. Like, they like all kinds. Ain't nobody in here like that is. Huh? Why y'all being slow? So Well, that's good. I'm glad you being honest about that. All right, but you gotta try. You gotta try something out. You gotta try something out. What are you willing to try out? What are you willing to experiment with? You got 15 minutes. I didn't know it was gonna be this hard. I mean, y'all need homework. Y'all need time to play something. What? Y'all need to bathe and pray. What?
Me myself,
I believe some people scared.
I found that I do a reading. I enjoy it. When I be up top, reading people when they come in. I enjoy it. Going around speaking.
I really go door to door. Invite people.
That's good. You say you willing, but is that your guilt? But that, you gonna experiment with it.
You might get hot out there.
Mike.
All right. Anybody else? Deke say he like greet people.
Well, my passion is talking to folks, and ushering is something that I like to do, not because just to be seen, but just to be there when someone is in that spirit. You know, you there to comfort them, or you can help them, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that's just something I just love to do.
Well, that's good. God bless you, man. Cause I ain't like it. I ushered when I had baby. Let me tell you something. Whoa! At our church.
Yeah.
We ushered on the second and the let me see.
Second and the fourth.
What's the second and fourth? First and third? No, first and third. Our gospel choir song on third. Yeah, we sung on because I sung in the youth choir and the male choir. So yeah, first and third. And it was like I had a feel, man, cause I ain't really like to be in front of folk like that. Like when I was growing, I ain't like to be in front of folk. And my aunt, Teresa's little mama, Teresa's Stephanie's mama, like at our church. You had to always pass, like somebody had to stand up there and pass out the trash. Baby! I almost passed out one Sunday up there. I was sweating so hard, my pastor came out there and said, you all right? Because you got to pass out the trash, then you got to make sure they're right. You know, y'all don't have usher drill.
Right.
See, we had usher drill.
Yes,
Like we had to go in usher drill. I ain't talking about you just saying, you know, we gonna walk down. I'm talking about we passing the tray to each other.
That's right.
And then they telling you to slow down.
That's right.
I mean, it was intense. I'm talking about I'm talking about this some real, and then we all had to walk together like, you know, you get a sign. You had to lead with a certain foot. Don't lead with that right foot. You start with the left. You put your hand behind your back. You always start with your left. And you look, you got to look at the person down your row phone. Yeah. That what? I hated that. Man. And you better not listen. I used to try to leave my gloves at home. I used to have on the wrong color sock. They had stuff in their bag. They'll do everything. They gonna check folks' stockings, pull up the dress.
Yes, sir.
You ain't got on the right shoe. Oh, we got some shoes down here. I mean, so that wasn't my gift. I hated it. Cause it seemed like every first Sunday, I was the only person cause they always wanted a dude to pass out the tray. So it wasn't that many dudes on the usher ministry. My auntie over the junior usher, so quite Natalie Jeffrey. But anyway, God bless you with that gift, cause I don't want that no more ever again. All right? Yeah. That ran me away from it. All right, but some people like that. All right, so anybody else? Anybody else? All right. So you gotta sometimes you gotta try stuff out. Number 2, you gotta examine how you feel when you're doing your gift. All right. When you're doing something, like I just said, I already know I was up there sweating and shaking and trying to pass out the trays and trying to make sure I pass out enough trays to this person. Do I start with my left or my? It was just too much. So you gotta examine your feelings because your feelings are very important. Now, here is what's important for us to really Because sometimes people help us with our spiritual gift. If you receiving joy about it, satisfaction, some folks just said that, Tania said that, what she's doing, and you feel used by God doing a certain thing, then that may be your gift. All right? So if you think what Spring just expressed was, I think all of that. You got personal joy, about it, you got satisfaction about it, you feel like God is using you, then that may be your gift. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Huh?
Agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, in verse 6 he says, and there are diversities of operation. So there are not only differences, watch how he does. He says diversities of gifts in verse 4. He says in verse 5, differences of administration. But then in verse 6 he says there are diversities of operation. But all of them point back to the same God, which worketh in all in all. So, whatever gives you joy, that thing that gives you joy. Somebody said they like helping. I think Tennille said, you go the extra mile to make sure that people on your job, you don't have to do it, that's not part of your job description, but you do it. So you examine your feelings and you feel like that's important. That's important for you to give them that extra little something. All right, anybody else? Now I think one thing is, what we do in ministry is, let's just talk about, let's just say, ministry heads. The whole thing is, what I see, and what I see going on is, you can have people in place that want to do stuff, but don't know how to do it. And you got to be man or woman enough to say, I want to do this, I want to lead this ministry, but I need some training. But you got to be willing to be trained. And you can't act like you know it all. See, that's the problem in the church. We don't want to say what we don't know. Because in our mind, it make us a little weak. Listen, there's some leadership over some ministries, you done took it as far as you can go. That don't mean you mad about it. I mean, that just because you started something don't mean you got to end it. You got to know how to pass baton. And a lot of people don't know how to pass baton, and you got to examine how you feel about it. If you being burnt out about it, one thing that I talk to my board about a lot, and we all talk about a lot, is that we have to be careful that we don't burn ourselves out, because the board is individuals that know exactly what's going on. I mean, we take stuff to bed with us, we get up with us, we can't talk about it with our spouses, we talk to one another about it. So there's a lot of things. So sometimes we have to step back and say, I got to step back for a minute. Maybe I'm getting burnt out about what's going on. And so one thing that I do not do and I guess most of my board members can say this, those of y'all that married, I hope. Well, I kind of know it. That we don't share information with our spouse, because the board is on the board for a reason. The board is in my inner circle because they can know sensitive information and still treat folk right. See, everybody ain't spiritually mature to know certain information and still not treat folk. Am I making sense? Because, see, I can tell when some of y'all mad at each other because y'all don't speak. I can tell when some of y'all pissed off at the spouse or whatever going on because you come in here and it's all over your face. See, you ain't ready. You ain't spiritually mature. You got to learn how to not to wear on your shoulder. And that's a spiritual gift. Like, all hell can be breaking loose, but you smiling on the outside. That's a spiritual gift. You got it together. Now, that don't mean you all that. That doesn't mean that you have learned the art of, watch this, of leaving it on the field. So, when I come in, I don't pick and choose who I speak to. When I came in, but I see people do this now. Every week, every Sunday. After this over, some people will go to certain people, and they'll only speak to certain people. They will walk over somebody that sit right there to speak the will. But you say you got the gift of hospitality. That's a lie. I'm a real nice person. No, you're not. You don't have the gift. Because if you got the gift of hospitality, you will speak to everybody. You will walk in. When you walk in the room, when I come in the door, I didn't just speak to, because Lance was right there. I spoke to all these brothers. And I ain't just say, hey, y'all. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to help some folk that think they got the spirit of hospitality because you don't. Because when you got the spirit of hospitality, you are kind to everyone, not just the folk you talk to, and not the folk you texting while I'm teaching. Because I can see. All right, so you gotta experiment. Then you gotta examine your feelings. How you feel? How do you feel important? Do you feel that God is using you? Please, man, please, sir. If you ever in a ministry and you don't think God is getting glory out of it, please stop. Don't do it. If you feel like, well, I just got to do this because this got to be done, and you ain't doing this to the glory of God, don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, there will be times, I'll be very honest, when I was a choir member, there'll be times I come in choir and I just got hell to me. I ain't feeling it today. I just tell the choir director straight up. He be like, man, you know, this lead Jeff along. He just can't because mama made him come rehearse. Yeah, I got hell to me tonight. I ain't saying nothing. My cousin don't laugh because I would. But I ain't. Don't ever say nothing tonight. I don't feel like. What voice you say? I don't know. Not tonight. I'm very honest. All right? So why you can't be honest with folks? If you having a bad day, just say you having a bad day. This ain't the day that I need to be. You ushering? This ain't the day to put you on the door where everybody come in. The day ain't your day. That ain't your day. All right. So you gotta evaluate. All right. So you gotta examine your feelings. You gotta experience some things. Then third thing you do, you gotta evaluate your effectiveness. You gotta evaluate what you're doing. You over a ministry. It ain't my job to evaluate you. It's your job to evaluate you. You know what you're doing more than me. All right. So you gotta take a look in the mirror at yourself and stop every once in a while and think about, are you being effective? And then I said this, you got to ask yourself 3 questions. Am I effective? Am I worthwhile? Am I a worthwhile impact on someone? And is God using me in this particular area? And if any of the answers to that question is no, then you really need to take a chill pill. Because you're not being effective in the area. What happens is when people are not evaluating their effectiveness in an area, they start infecting. Okay, you tired, you don't want to come to choir rehearsal. Don't call nobody else and ask them, are they coming? You infected folk. You don't want to come to Bible study, don't call nobody and say you ain't coming. They ain't coming for you no way. Hello? So you gotta evaluate, you gotta stop, you gotta think about, what am I doing? What am I actually doing? And you ought to do this, I'll say you ought to do this every quarter, sometimes often. Like, what are you doing? I evaluate myself all the time. Sometimes I have to switch up. Sometimes I'm like, no, that didn't work good. I don't think I was effective in the area. Maybe I need to do this a different way. Maybe I need to say this a different way. How many of y'all do that? That's over ministry. Be honest. That you evaluate your own effectiveness. All right. Everybody raise their hand? Lance, you got your hand up? You got to start evaluating yourself. I'll tell you what. Don't ask the people that's in the ministry to evaluate you. Because they wait. Because everybody, when somebody else doing it, will sit on the sideline and say they can do it better until they actually get in the seat. And I think one of the misnomers of ministry is, and people that have gifting in ministry, and people that can teach, people that can preach and do that, I think one of the misnomers is that we make it look easy. Like, one reason why I don't preach over 20 minutes, number one, is because, number one, I've been in church all my life. I have been a member. I have been in the pew listening to that a 45-minute sermon, and but 10 minutes of it makes sense to me. All right? So I've been a member. So I have taken my experience on the other side of the pulpit, and I have used that for my pulpit ministry to say, hey, it don't take all day. It don't take all night. You ain't got to scream and holler. Get them for what they need, let them go home. Either they going to get it. That comes from my experience of being on the other side. I think sometimes when people are in leadership position that they forget that some of these folk that have been at church since Sunday school. So by the time church starts, by the time praise and worship start, They already been here an hour and a half. They already got to pee. Now y'all Sunday morning folk, y'all just getting here. Y'all didn't get here at 12, y'all get here at 12, 15, 12, 20. So y'all running in. So y'all already, you can sit a whole nother hour there. But before they come to Sunday school, they've been here an hour and a half. They need that 15-minute break in between Sunday school and church to go to take care of their business. All right? What I'm saying is, if you don't always, when you're leading a ministry and you don't always think about the people that you are leading, then you're missing something. I stress to all of our ministry heads, they ain't got it yet. Be on time. Start on time. I started at 6:01. Y'all weren't here yet, but I still started. I said we ended at 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, we walking out. Because I understand that, hey, school about to start. We got to get in the routine of starting when we say we're going to start and end when we say we're going to end and let y'all go. That don't mean we're putting a time limit on God. That means that you have a man that's leading you that understands that you don't have to come. So I ain't going to waste your time. You could be at home cooking your pork chop. Think about me when you get in the kingdom. So you got to evaluate your effectiveness. Say that, evaluate your effectiveness. All right, so these are the hard questions that you got to ask. Ask yourself, am I effective? Folks say, I don't know if I'm being effective or not. The folk will show you better than they tell you. And it's not a numbers. Don't ever get into numbers. I think sometimes people get discouraged by numbers. You don't ever get into a numbers game. You get into are the people learning? Is our ministry doing what we were set up to do? If you got a youth ministry, then are you gearing what you're doing to our youth ministry? You got